You saw the risers and the treads that we use in the hickory for the treads and the poplar for the risers. For the balusters and the handrail and all that stuff, what we got is a conglomeration of stuff that we've recycled and salvaged off other properties, and one or two. So it's a mix of stuff. We have a basket of balusters that are, you know, nicely matched to the ones that are here. So we have a whole bushel of them, which is really cool. And then we have these handrails. Typically these were made out of mahogany. Sometimes they're walnut, but you know, it can be other woods too. But back in the day, a lot of mahogany was used. Very hard wood and nice wood. So we have these. We have a newel post that we might be able to cut in to the staircase. It remains to be seen. We're going to finish the stairs first, and then we're going to come back and put this part of the puzzle together. It's like, is this going to work? We don't know yet, because it's a half a day of experimentation trying to see if these pieces go together. Maybe we can get this newel post to work with this starter here. That would be really nice if we could somehow segue these pieces together, and you know, we have something going. Depends a lot on the angles and if they work out. So we'll see. Okay, I'm John Friesel, Philadelphia carpenter, and we've been restoring this staircase. We got most of the risers and treads done, and then we came back down again and we started to reassemble the handrail with the original balusters and some rail that we salvaged from another building. So the situation at this point is we're down to a spot here. This is the railing that this is part of the original rail. Some upstairs is recycled rail, but we're at the spot where we have this piece which needs an ending, a terminus of some sort. We have an old salvage post here that came with some of the other salvage work we got. And we haven't decided exactly what we're going to do yet with this post. The original newel post was way down here where this cutout is in the floor. Later on they put another stair in on this run that had a turn here. And the stair moved forward a little bit. At this point we're thinking we don't really want to get a post too much into this spot here because it's already a tight area. It's a tight area, and you don't really want to walk around through this door and go up your stairs to a tight spot. We want to leave this a little more open. So we figure getting this newel post up a step might serve us well. The issue is, how are we going to get this angled railing to connect up with this newel post? This comes from a random house. This is made for this house. The two things aren't really made to go together, but we have to do our best sometimes in these situations. So right now, I'm going to put this aside, but right now what we're considering is putting this in a spot, locating this in a spot where the angle of this handrail will cut through the top, and we'll end up cutting like an angle on the bottom, on the top of this piece. So this will overlay over the top of this newel post and continue down a little bit. We'll attach a piece onto here, which we have. We have some extra rail. So we can extend that. We can extend that down here, cut it off where we need to, and have this thing go over the top of this and cut the angle on the top of that. It's going to look a little funky, but if we do it in a caring way, I think we can get away. It'll be only a subtle thing that most people won't notice. So that's that situation. The situation with the balusters is the original balusters which are shaped like this, have a round bottom, and we've used a lot of those upstairs. When we came down to this run, we actually ran out of these. We knew that was going to happen, but we had a salvaged set of balusters that has remarkably similar turnings on it. If you look at the turnings in here and you match them up, some of the shapes are a little different from the individual lathe when they cut these, and the guy that turned them, he made them to order. But if you notice, the designs are pretty close. The major difference is that on the bottom here, this one's round, and this one is 8-sided. It's 8 sides, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 8-sided. So we decided to go ahead with using our 8-sided pieces on this lower run because we had enough of them. And it's close enough, as we say. Like in $1 million renovation, when you're doing a restoration with architects and high-end designers and wealthy people, you would actually have these turned. You would take this to a shop. In Philadelphia, it used to be a guy named John Grass on 2nd Street. And you would take them down to John Grass and he would turn these for you. And you would make your specifically the same identical thing. In this case, we're in a spot where the budget constraints are a little different. And so we're close enough with these and they're still beautiful, right? It's a question to me in this situation of we have something of equal beauty that matches pretty close, that's gonna work. So we're gonna try to make this, finish the job with these. We also had a third entry, which came from my personal stash, which has no relation whatsoever to this pieces here. I think this one's a little earlier. I think this came out of an 1830s or 40s house that I salvaged this from, as well as the handrail and the cast iron tub, which I dragged down the stairs and pushed up the street. So I think we're going to put these aside, even though they are kind of cool. Maybe we'll use them on the 3rd floor. I don't know. We might end up using those on the 3rd floor if we don't come up with something else, because we have one more run on the top floor that we need to do. That's maybe 20 balusters. So let me show you how we finished these these stair steps here. We did we tore as we went up the stairs. We leveled we plumbed each riser and we leveled each tread. They had to come up a lot because the whole house had caved down in the middle and the wall had fallen out to one side, as I explained before. But when we're all said and done, we used because these were lifted up this way on the side, in other words, they went like that, we filled that space with a little piece of trim, a piece of 2-inch lattice, which we kind of notched around each tread. It's a typical finish for that situation. And what you want to do with that is you want to try to hide the butt joints so you're not looking at a butt end of a piece of wood. So you want this piece the butt end to be tucked in here, the butt end to be down low here, and then you have a butt and a butt that's hidden, and that's how you proceed down the way. And you got to sort of scribe these in as you go along, and we fired those in with the finish gun, a pin nailer. So it gives it a nice look, and progressing along pretty well. I'm going to show you now how we how we set these balusters.